dear, it's happening, Mother. It's happening again.
What?
I'm live on your Facebook page, and you're live on my Facebook page.
Wow.
And here we are. Here we are sitting here with literally, what is this, 20, 30 million people? That's not possible. Well, literally thousands of people. Sitting here to watch how interesting we might be as you sign copies of your book, and I ask you questions from viewers, and you provide answers that whip your fans into a veritable frenzy.
Oh, I'll do my best.
This is my mom. If you haven't met her before, her name is Peggy Rowe.
Hi, everybody.
Peggy Rowe has written a book. She's going to be 81 years old next month. The book is called About My Mother. I've been shamelessly plugging this book for the last, how long?
Couple of months.
And you've been writing it now for how long?
Well, some of the stories were written a few years ago, but by and large, it is a recently written book.
And yet, the stories in this book go all the way back some 70 years, perhaps?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, from the time I was a little kid. Yes.
Here's the plan. We're going to hang out for as long as the people in this room let us stay here, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. My mother, with the arthritis, has autographed nearly 2,500 of these books. We currently have, how many have we sold? Something like 1,200? So we've sold 1,200 autographed copies over at premiercollectibles.com/row. Thank you for that. We're both deeply flattered. If you want an autographed copy, go get it now. If we run out, we'll sign as many as my mom agrees to sign. Do you have any questions so far at this
No,
point?
I think I get it.
Okay. You understand thousands of people are watching. Many people are very curious about you. You don't have to sell the book. It's here.
Yes.
But now we're going to take some questions. I'm going to read the questions. You know what I'm going to do
I hope
first?
they're not hard.
Some of them are multiple choice. Some are essay, but all of them appear to be written with great affection from your many fans. You didn't have a Facebook page until, what, 3 months ago?
Yeah, just a couple of months ago.
And why'd you get a Facebook page?
Well, I think you told me it would be a good idea because people would learn about my book, they would learn about me, I would establish a rapport with fans.
And do you feel like you've done that so far?
I have. And guess what?
What?
I like my fans.
What do you like about your fans, Mom?
They're nice. I want to tell you something. Microworks has a woman who, her job, she's an IT person, and her job is to keep an eye on Facebook pages, yours and mine.
You're talking about Sherry.
Yeah, Sherry.
Yeah, she's terrific.
Well, she told me a couple of weeks ago that she has never, ever had to delete a post from my page. My fans, all my little Facebook fans, are unfailingly gracious and nice. And
Okay.
she said that's remarkable
It is.
and unusual.
Look, studies show people like you way more than they like me, which is heartbreaking, but undeniable. Her expression, little Facebook fans, is a big part of what's been going on here from the start. What basically happened, Jonathan, our publisher, is taking calls. Really, Jonathan? And, unless that's an order. Unless that's an order, I don't want to hear it. My mom has been writing me stories for years. I started reading her stories on Facebook. Many of you know that one of those stories that explained what happened when you lost your big blue purse at the Walmart. One of those stories reached 128 million people. And as a result, every publisher in the world said, hey, Mike, if you can get your mother to write a book, keep signing. If you can get your mother to write a book about those kinds of stories that have you in it, you know, since you had a TV show, right, we could probably sell a bunch of books. So I said, Mom, this is your chance to write the book you always wanted to write. The publishers are lining up to do it. They just have to be stories about, you know, about me. And she says, well, Michael, you know, I have 2 other sons. So she goes away and she writes this book, and this book is packed with stories about her mom. And they're terrific, but of course the publishers didn't want them because, well, nobody knows your mom.
And nobody knew me.
That's true. But I knew you, and I read your book, And I didn't think it sucked at all.
Oh, thank you. High praise indeed.
It was
a non-sucking book.
Hey, watch your language. I can talk like that. So I published 10,000 copies. Everybody on Facebook seemed to buy them very quickly, and that's when you guys became my little Facebook friends, according to you. Yes. And so ever since, we've been thrilled, and a publisher came, a bunch of them came, and we made a terrific relationship with Forefront, our friend Jonathan over there, and with Simon & Schuster, and now, the night before these hit the stands, we're still taking pre-orders. And they're going to be all over. They're going to be in Barnes & Noble, they're going to be in Walmart, they're in Amazon, and so...
I can't wait to go to those stores and look at my books on the shelf. It's going to be so exciting.
But you don't have to do that. You can go to premiercollectibles.com/row right now and get one of these autographed copies. Now, you can see at this rate, she signs one every 2 or 3 days. So we're going to be somewhat limited in the total amount available. So first come, first serve. Would you like to answer some questions from your many?
Well, if they're not too hard.
All right,
if they're not
let's
too
see.
personal.
Someone called Al or AI, I can't tell, from San Dimas, California says, Peggy, tell us the most embarrassing thing you can think of about Mike as a child. Oh, God.
You know, I just talked about this on Tucker.
Name dropper.
I was afraid that you were going to grow up to be a recluse because you hated meeting new people. And whenever somebody knocked at the door or the doorbell rang, you would dive into the hall closet or under the kitchen table. And that's a true story.
It was true.
He outgrew it. He was also a neat freak. He just insisted on having his hands washed. I mean, in a high chair, you know, wash my geesty hands, he'd say.
Okay, all right, great.
Okay,
we were doing great till the baby talk. Then
yeah,
it just
okay.
Nobody likes baby talk.
Okay, I'll avoid that in the future.
Why are you so meticulous with your penmanship?
Well, because I grew up at a time when penmanship was important. In school, really. We learned cursive, and I'm just a good writer.
Let me see that. It's a pleasure to watch
I
you.
don't know whatever happened to you. I can't even read your signature.
That's her signature. Can you guys see that okay? Look at that. I mean, she really takes her time. Every letter gets its own individual stroke. She just takes her time with it, right? And with the arthritis, you can see that this is not easy. This is why we charge, what do we charge, like an extra $5 per book for autographs? Ladies, do you have any idea? $30? Nobody knows anything. What are you guys looking at? You're looking at numbers, right? How many people are watching this right now?
Lots of them.
Lots? How many?
5,000.
5,000, good grief. Anyway, my mom's autographing her book. It's Facebook Live. Thank you for joining us. If you just are, I'm asking questions, she's answering them, and you hopefully are going to premiercollectibles.com/row to get what is destined to be a collector's item. Donna in Coventry, Rhode Island says, is your name really Peggy? My mom is Marguerite, but everyone called her Peggy. God rest her soul.
My name is really Margaret.
Yeah?
But when I was a child, Peggy was a popular nickname for Margaret. Sometimes my husband calls me Maggie, but I've been Peggy forever.
Is that the end of the story?
That's the end of the story.
Because you really had him on the edge of your seat with that one, Mom.
Did I?
You know what? You whipped your little Facebook friends into a frenzy with that story.
Gosh. Well, ask me another question. I might have
You
another
literally
good
stopped
story.
in the middle of signing your last name to answer that question. It's like, I feel like I'm watching something in slow motion.
Well, you are.
It's so deliberate. I love that. Would you sign one for me?
No.
Johan writes, do you come from a large family?
Well, when you read this book
About my mother.
about my mother, you will learn that I had only one sibling, a sister, who was 4 years older than I.
She's still around.
She is very much still around. In fact, we're spending Thanksgiving with her.
Yeah, that's nice.
So that's not a big family, just 4 of us. My mother was from a family of 8. Yeah,
But that was enough.
8 was, yeah, 8.
See what I did there?
I got that.
So Nana, who's really
really the star of this book. That's her on the cover with my mom. All right, that's Thelma Noble and my mom, Peggy Rowe. Thelma, I always thought was such an odd name, such an unusual name, but I guess once upon a time it wasn't. But she had some sisters with some weird names too, didn't she?
She had 4 sisters and a brother. One sister was Orvetta.
Weird.
Another sister was Cornelia.
Also weird.
Elvira.
Weird.
Mary and Charles.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, how did your great-grandmother go from Thelma, Orvetta, Cornelia, Elvira, Mary?
I don't know. I guess she ran out of interesting names.
Linda wants to know, where's the strangest place you have been recognized? Didn't know where we were going there.
The strangest place I've been Gosh, I'm not recognized. Oh, I was recognized in a subway one day. A friend's husband had died, and I was in the subway picking up some sandwiches to take to the house. And a woman came rushing in off the street, and she said, Are you Mike Rowe's mother? Is that Old Blue? Well, Old Blue is the name of my purse that I lost at Walmart. She came running into a subway because she saw my purse hanging over my arm through the window. That's the end of that story.
When do they start recognizing you in the bathroom? That's where it gets weird.
Yeah, that would be weird.
Because they'll chat you up.
No, nobody sees me in the bathroom.
You'll be surprised what happens in the world, Mom.
I've been recognized at the grocery store.
Huh?
Yeah.
Allison from Marina Del Rey wants to know if you've ever tried marijuana.
No, but I could because I have glaucoma. And I could legally get it. But you know what? I don't even smoke regular cigarettes, and I don't like the idea of putting smoke into my body.
Well, that's going to make it difficult to smoke the marijuana.
But I have a friend who takes care of her mother, her elderly mother, and she wrote to me a month or so ago, and she said, Peggy, I said, I'll change the names to protect the innocent. I said, well, how's Gloria? And Anne said, oh, she's fine since I put her on marijuana. And I said, what? Well, they live in New Mexico, and I think it's legal there.
Everything's legal in New Mexico.
And so she gives her mother, she doesn't give her the hallucinogenic part of the marijuana. She just gives her something to chill her out.
Take the edge off.
And she said she sleeps better, she's calmer. It's candy. She gives her candy, 3 candies a day.
Well, sure. They put the THC now in digestibles, I think they call them. Or
Yeah.
combustible. Digestibles.
Okay.
Edibles. It's interesting that you would know that, Lauren. The person running this Facebook thing is like, they're edibles, Mike,
Yeah.
and they're fantastic. Want some gummy bears?
She
Sell
reads-
some books, for God's sakes.
She reads a lot.
Why are we talking about weed? We're supposed to be selling books. Your mother's signing 1 letter every 20 minutes or so, and it's been a while since you told people. You can go to premiercollectibles.com/row. premiercollectibles.com/row. You can see at this rate, the supply is going to be severely limited. So if you want an autographed copy,
That's why each one will be really valuable.
way to sell it. Janice from Natural Dam, Arkansas wants to know what your favorite pie is.
My favorite pie? Really?
Yeah.
They want to know that?
It says it right there, look. From a place called Natural Dam. What an interesting town that must be.
Yeah. That's DAM.
What's your favorite pie? It's a simple question.
Okay, lemon meringue.
There you go.
Hands down.
Misty from Hoover,
But I
Alabama.
also like pecan pie.
What do you-
Actually, there is no pie that I do not like. All right, next
She's
question.
crazy for pie. You know what she really loves the pie?
Do you know what? Let me tell you something. I play Ma-Jong. And last winter, when I was in Florida visiting your brother, I played Ma-Jong on Wednesdays with a group of older women. And I didn't know it at the time, but they play for money. And the amount of money that you're allowed to lose, should I not be telling that?
Tell it, man. It's weed. Now it's gambling. But I got some questions here about prostitution coming up. We're going to knock it out of the park.
The amount of money that you can lose during a game was $3, and that's called pie. Well, I didn't know it because I've never paid. I'm looking there. Is that the camera?
That's the camera.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's
thing
where
that
I'm
says
looking.
camera on it.
Okay. So, I've never played for money before.
Or weed.
So I called up to see if outsiders were welcome to come to play Ma-Jong. And she said, yes, outsiders are welcome, and pie is $3. So I said, well, I think I'll come and play, but I won't be having any pie. She laughed and she said, well, you obviously haven't played for money before. Bring $3 with you and you can play. So I took $3 and I lost $3.
This is what is so screwed up about my mother. You called me the other day and you told me a story about your new Ma-Jong friends. And you told me she went from losing money to not knowing how to play. These women are vicious, right? I mean, they really play. It's like every dollar is like thousands of dollars. There's honor and everything else. They're in it. It's a knife fight with these broads and their Ma-Jong. And she calls me to say, I felt so bad the other day at the Ma-Jong. And I said, what happened? She said, I was on fire. I'm like, what do you mean? She said, I couldn't lose. And then what did you do?
I won every game, every single game I won.
Yeah.
I felt terrible.
So what'd you do?
I apologized. I said, I am really sorry. I don't know how that happened. And I even tried to lose the last game, and they could see right through it. And they said, we don't want to win like that. You go ahead and play that.
It's the worst thing in the world. We've played board games all of our life. We play card games all of the time. And there's nothing more frustrating than when mom starts winning. She starts apologizing, and then she starts doing, she'll cheat. She cheats a lot, but she never cheats to win. She cheats to let the loser at the table win because she can't bear to see people losing. And it makes my father crazy, who's sitting over here right now. He can't stand it. And it makes me crazy too. So we don't play games anymore because it used to be fun, but now there's a cheater there at all times.
Oh, read another question.
No question, says Elaine from Louisville, Kentucky. Just wanted to let you know that I love your ability to be a smartass, all the while knowing you would never use that word. You remind me of my mom, though she did use that word, and a good many others. I miss her, and it's nice to hear her voice in yours.
Oh, well, hell, I'll do it. If I can make you happy, what's her name?
Her name's Elaine. She's
Elaine.
from Louisville.
I'll damn well do it.
Why don't you make one out for Elaine if you think you can get it done before Wednesday? No,
Does she
don't.
want
I'm
one?
kidding. No, she doesn't. She doesn't get one unless we know for sure.
Michael, now you sound like a carnival barker.
Oof. PremierCollectibles.com/row. PremierCollectibles.com/row. Want an autographed copy of my mom's book? It's happening right now. That's the only place in the whole wide world to get them. Cost an extra $5, but think of all the letters in her name. PEGGYROWE. That's 9 letters. Divide that into 5, that's like 45 cents a letter. Right?
I'm lucky
More or
I
less.
don't have to write Margaret.
Anyway, Elsa from Shelton, Connecticut. What is one of your proudest moments in life that inspires you to this day?
One of my proudest moments.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's a 45-minute show, Mom.
I wonder what she means by.
Well, I don't know. You want to get her on the phone? You want to dig deep? Have you ever felt proud of anything? Ever?
You know what? I'm very proud of this book. I know that pride is not a good thing.
Goes before a fall.
I know. So maybe I shouldn't pursue this.
No, you're 80. Go ahead and be proud. How far can you fall?
I am proud of it because I think my mother would love it.
Your mother would.
And maybe
oh my
somewhere my mother can see it and she knows about it. I think she would be so proud to have her name in a book,
Hey.
to have her stories in a book.
God. Do me a favor. Read the first page. The first page of the first. They're not really chapters, but from Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Their stories.
Yeah. Right here, this is happening on Facebook Live. The first live reading we've ever had from About My Mother, from my mother. She's on page 1, and she's going to hit you with a couple of paragraphs. These are all true stories written about my grandmother by my mother. This is just a taste of what's. I'm building you up. Don't elbow me like that.
I didn't mean to.
I'm building you up. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Your first reading. How many people we have watching now, Lauren?
6,000.
6,000 people. They're hanging on every word. Bring it home. Oh, God. It's Facebook Live.
The name of the story is Take Me Out to the Ball Game. It was rush hour in the main aisle of Macy's department store when my 90-year-old mother rose from her wheelchair and began unbuttoning her blouse. "Well, what are you doing, Mom?" I sputtered. "You can't undress here." "Oh, stop fussing," she shouted, removing the blouse. "Nobody's interested in an old woman wearing a bra." She pointed across the aisle at a shapeless mannequin in a red and white striped bikini. "Look at her. She's wearing less than I am." It was the kind of logic a child might use, or an older person who was losing her mind. I dropped the handles of the wheelchair and scanned the department for a fitting room. Suddenly there was a loud commotion behind me. I spun around to see an elderly gentleman, probably distracted by a 90-year-old woman in a bra, colliding with the mannequin. Excuse me. The mannequin's bald head had crashed to the floor and was rolling about like a bowling ball. Shoppers tripped and toppled over like pins at the end of a bowling alley.
That's enough. That's enough. The book is funny. It's packed with these stories, and then it gets very sweet, and then you cry and that story, that one there, and then you laugh again in this one over here.
It is good. I can't stop reading now.
It's pretty good. Amy says, opening presents, Christmas Eve or Christmas morning?
Wow. Growing up, we always opened presents Christmas morning. And when we raised our children, they always opened their presents on Christmas morning.
So your answer is Christmas morning.
Christmas morning.
Good. How'd you meet your husband? Laura wants to know.
Oh, well. Again, it's in this book. We met in college. We were in the same, we were in I think it was called Physical Science.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I sat in front of him. And he was very quiet, but I liked him. And one day, and he was very serious.
Yeah, he can be serious.
No, not much of a sense of humor. And one day, while I was sitting there minding my own business, he pulled my chair, tilted my chair all the way back onto his lap. And I looked up at him, and I was smitten.
Oh,
that was
really?
Really, that was all.
Dad, come here. Come here.
That was
Come here.
all she wrote.
Oh my gosh. You've got to meet if you haven't met my dad, come on over. We have a special guest, John Rowe. Come on.
He doesn't have any makeup on.
Well, we normally wouldn't either, but we just came from Tucker Carlson. How are you?
I'm fine.
Are you comfortable?
I'm getting that way.
If you're just joining us, it's Facebook Live. I'm Mike, and this is my mom, Peggy Rowe. She's signing copies of her book about my mother.
Hello.
She and my dad, John Rowe, hopped on a train this morning from Baltimore to come to New York to shamelessly hawk this book, which has been 80 years in the making. Are you having fun, Dad, so far?
Oh, it's been a ball. My feet are hurting. I missed my afternoon nap, but it's great.
You should write a book.
Yeah.
So is anything your wife said so far been true?
It's all true.
With respect to the way you met, did you really pull the chair back?
Yes, that's true. That is true, I have to admit.
Honey, I only tell the truth.
That's true.
Everything
She can't
I
lie.
say is
I was a
true.
few years younger then.
You can't lie.
I can't budge that chair now.
John, you can go right back over there and sit down.
Yeah, thanks for coming by, Dad. Come by any time.
It was nice.
Yeah, enjoy your suite tonight in the
We've
hotel.
all put on a little weight.
You're gonna be sleeping on the sofa, dude.
Again.
Unbelievable. Oh, well, here's a question from Allison in Salisbury, Maryland. What is your secret to such a long, loving marriage? Go ahead, Dad. What's your secret?
What is my secret to a long, loving marriage?
It shouldn't be that hard.
It's
Patience,
there you go.
endurance,
A strong constitution.
And weed.
but we
See how I brought it back?
Yes,
Just kidding. There's none of
But
that.
we are very much in love. We still are, we have been, and the secret is to let that love grow and continue to grow.
You're going to cry.
And it has.
Is he
You
gonna
guys, just
cry?
seriously, don't. You can't cry.
58 years.
Yeah. You want to know what my secret is?
No.
A sense of humor. It's really mandatory to have a sense of humor if you want a long marriage.
And even if you don't.
Yeah.
Let's see. Maggie from Forrestal, Missouri says, since Mike's old work boots sold for way more than anyone expected, do you have any other old dirty things of Mike's that could be auctioned for charity?
Gosh, you mean at the house?
Wherever you keep my old dirty things.
No.
Good. Good.
But I have a cousin who's an artist. And
Nancy.
Nancy paints, oh, her paintings are amazing. And she just started painting 2 years ago. I did a blog about my cousin Nancy, Nancy Fine. And she's amazing. Her animal paintings are my favorite. And I showed some on my Facebook page, on my blog. The readers went crazy. Tens of thousands of people loved Nancy's paintings. So she has said that she would donate to Microworks my reader's favorite painting, which was the rooster.
Why don't you tell me any of this?
I told you this.
Oh, I drifted off. You know what? I will take that. I will take that painting and auction that if that's what she's
It's
suggesting.
wonderful. Okay, she'll send it to you.
That's great.
Send it to the office.
Yeah, send it to the office. That'd be good.
Okay, she's willing.
All right. No, she's an amazing artist. I'll take her up on that.
And she's only been painting for 2 years. That's the amazing part.
That's amazing. What's your favorite book? Christy from Wichita, Kansas wants to know. What's your favorite book, Dad? Think about it.
Well, considering what I have in front of me,
There you go.
that definitely About My Mother is my favorite book. But a book that I read recently that I was very impressed with is The Book Thief by
Oh,
a
that's good.
person by the name of Muzak.
Did he do all this?
Excellent book.
No,
Muzak.
I don't think it's music.
It's not the guy from the elevators?
No, not from the elevators.
Look it up, Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan. Who did The Book Thief?
Because
I've
he
been
has
meaning to-
another. He has another new book out.
M-U-S-A-K, I think.
Susak.
Oh, so you were very close.
Is it Susak? Muzak? I'm
Yeah.
sure he doesn't mind.
Anyway, it's an excellent book. And if you don't believe me, ask Kathleen.
Who's Kathleen? You like it, Kathleen?
Love it.
All right, good. Kathleen loves it.
Yes.
Is that what you guys were talking about?
No.
We had a moment.
How do you? All right.
I have another one, but my wife Peg always helps me with the title. It's the light we never see.
The lights we seldom see. The light all the light we cannot. Oh, you're
The lights are on, but nobody's home. That one?
No.
I've read that one.
all the light we cannot see.
Another great book.
All right.
Really good.
John is
both
very
of
well
these are
read.
fiction, but
I know he is.
Your
but-
father reads all the time.
Yeah.
but they are beautiful fiction.
My dad's an excellent out loud reader as well. Very good at reading, at keeping us surprised of what's
Yes.
going on.
Well, somebody has to keep you
He
informed.
reads. Yes, he reads to me a lot. But you know what? Let me tell you what he does.
What?
Everything that I write, every story in this book, every one of my blogs, my magazine articles, newspaper articles, your father has read aloud to me. I write it, then Dad sits in my chair and reads it aloud to me. I sit over on the side and I make notes. It's invaluable to have somebody read your work.
Thank you.
It
Mom.
lets me know what it sounds like.
If you'd like to read my mother's book out loud, or to yourself, or to your family, go ahead and go to, God, I wish I could read that, premiercollectibles.com/Rowe. It's the only place on planet Earth where you can get a rare, one-of-a-kind autographed book. How many of these really are you willing to sign? We have,
All of these on the table.
well, how many, Lauren, what do you have? We've got like 2,500 total. How many are left? Do we even know? So we got about 1,000 left. Okay, good. So that's good. You're doing good. You're doing good.
Good.
Slow and steady wins the race.
I live for praise.
Who's your celebrity crush?
Oh, I don't have any celebrity.
The heck you didn't. I remember growing up, you had a total celebrity crush.
What, was he in To Kill a Mockingbird?
He sure was.
What's your middle name?
My middle name is Gregory.
He was Gregory Peck, I'm ashamed to say.
Why are you ashamed? He was
Because that sounds, to say I had a crush on him.
well, you told us you did. I mean, there was common knowledge.
I admired his acting ability. Really. That's all. And I loved that book.
And you loved
You didn't
that
ask me
movie.
what my favorite book was.
What was
To
that
Kill a
movie,
Mockingbird.
Peg? The one that you love so much?
To Kill a Mockingbird.
No, yeah, but the other one, out with the Western.
Oh,
Big Country.
yeah. Oh, he was excellent in that.
And Charlton Heston was in Big Country
And
Oh.
with Gregory Peck. Remember that big fight?
I didn't like Charlton Heston.
But the reason she
I mean,
loved it so
in that
much,
movie, I
Huh?
didn't like.
right, hon? The reason you loved Big Country so much was the horses, as well as the landscape
And the music.
and the music. Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
That might be a copyright issue. I'm not sure we can do that.
I'm sure they didn't recognize it anyway.
If you're just joining us, my mom has written a book. It's called About My Mother. This is not a book I have written about my mother. It's a book my mom has written about her mother called About My Mother, which means it's really a book about my grandmother written by my mother, about a woman named Thelma Noble, the aforementioned grandmother. The book has been for sale now for a couple of months. We've been taking pre-orders. It hits the stands tomorrow. It's going to be at the Walmart. It's going to be at Barnes & Noble. Get it at Amazon. It's going to... How does it actually feel? I mean, kidding aside, you're going to be 81 years old, if you don't mind me saying, and even if you do, in a couple of weeks. You've always wanted to do this, and now you've done it. And it's happening.
Yeah. It's exhilarating. It's exciting. It really is exciting. And it's kind of moving that people would like something that I did, something that I produced, other than you. Well, it is. It's exciting. It's also exhausting.
It is exhausting, isn't it?
It's
Writing?
exhausting, because I'm not crazy about, I don't want to be a celebrity. I'm not crazy about being recognized. I like it when people like my work. But on a personal level, you know,
Yeah.
I can live with that.
Alice from Oregon, do you have any of the special cowgirl outfits your mother made for you?
Oh, no, sadly, I don't. But there's a funny story that you've never heard. When I was a teenager, my mother and my father belonged to the Lions Club, and they had a yearly variety show. And one year, my mother put on my cowgirl skirt, my cowgirl top, my fringed top, and she had made them for me, and my cowboy boots. Well, everything she got me was like 5 sizes too large for economy, because she didn't want me to grow out of it. Therefore, when I was a little kid, my clothes fit her. So she was in the variety show one year, the Lions Club variety show. And she lip-synced, I didn't know the gun was loaded, on the stage, wearing my outfit. You never heard that story?
No.
It
You mean
was
she
awful.
didn't know
Oh,
the gun was loaded?
I
That?
didn't know the gun was loaded.
Oh my
And
gosh.
well, she strutted across that stage. She looked like a dog in heat. It was awful. She was, you know, sashaying around, and the fringe was
Dog in
going.
heat?
I know she
side
said
to
dog
side.
in heat. She did.
Well, And the embarrassing part was people around, I was a teenager, people around me were saying, "Oh, she's cute. Isn't she cute?" My mother.
It had to be
they said
damaging.
it was awful, and if I had slid any lower in my chair, I'd have been on the floor. I was so glad when that was over. So no, I don't have it. I don't have my cowgirl outfit anymore. I think my mother wore it out.
Dad, do me a favor. Would you film this from your iPad?
I've
we
been
have
trying to.
Go ahead. You go do that. They want to play something called 22 questions in 2 minutes. So I have 2 minutes to ask you 22 questions, and you have 2 minutes to answer
Oh,
them.
look, I have all these books to sign.
I know, but you're going to want to concentrate when we do this.
Are they hard?
I don't think they're hard, but we got to go fast. Right, we got to go fast, Lauren. Right? You have 2 minutes. Are you going to time us? All right, here we
Do
go.
we get a prize if we do?
There's no prize, Mom.
All right, go ahead.
Everything is a negotiation. PremierCollectibles.com/row.
Michael, that's getting so old.
Look, we're not here all evening. How much time do we have? Like 5 or 6 minutes? All right.
I better
Okay.
work fast.
Ready?
Okay, go ahead.
Where were you born?
Baltimore, Maryland.
Who would you want to play you in a movie?
You mean me now?
Yeah.
Or me growing up?
Don't say Gregory Peck. Who would play you right now?
Is Katharine Hepburn still alive?
No, tragically.
Gosh, I don't know. Oh, who are those women? Meryl Streep.
There you go. She's available.
Yeah.
What was your first job?
You know, well, I had a little riding school when I was a teenager, and I taught children how to ride, and they gave me a little bit of money sometimes. That's it. Oh, I babysat sometimes.
Uh-huh.
That was a job.
You babysat and horse sat.
Yeah.
All right. What's your biggest fear?
You know, I don't like heights, and I don't like walking over water on a plank.
When's the last time you walked over water on a plank?
It's called a little dock. You walk out to a boat on a little dock. If that wood is not at least 2 feet wide,
It's a problem?
then yeah, it's a problem.
All right. Who makes you laugh the most?
David Sedaris.
He is funny.
He is.
He's a funny son of a gun, that guy. You know, he sells a lot of books.
17 million.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
heard that.
How does your book compare to David Sedaris's, say, Me Talk Pretty One Day?
I think mine's a little bit better. I'll tell you one thing. Mine is G-rated. I have the word sex in there one time, but it's G-rated. David Sedaris, wow. One day I was listening to him while I was walking. It was really X-rated. I was embarrassed. I had to turn it off. Nobody could hear it but me. I had my earbuds in.
But then you know what you did.
And then I could see those people around me, and I was.
You do the
was
same
so
thing Nana
embarrassing.
used to do. You called me and you quoted the most salacious parts of the story. Because if my mother is using really bad language in the context of a quote, it doesn't count. And my grandmother did the same thing. I never heard her use bad language unless she was quoting somebody.
Really? I don't remember that.
Oh,
What'd she
yeah.
say?
Well, I can't say it, but you know, she was in line, and somebody like in the express lane, and I think she had 11 or 12 items instead of 10, and somebody called her a really nasty name, and when she told the story over and over and over again, she kept using the really nasty name louder and louder, you know, and I think she really enjoyed saying it.
I think so. Yeah.
What is the one thing you need to have in your fridge at all times?
Milk.
What is your greatest accomplishment?
Fat-free,
Fat-free milk.
lactose-free.
Anything else? Soy?
No, that's all. Lactose-free, fat-free milk.
Who's the most interesting person you've met recently?
I think Jonathan's very interesting.
He is interesting.
And I've never had a publisher before.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big day for him too, I'm sure.
Thrilled.
Yeah, what's your middle name?
Thelma.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
drivers, reckless drivers who, cut in and out. I don't like that.
You know what makes me crazy? When you get on the moving walkway in the airport and you just stand still right in the middle of it. You know what I mean?
I do that?
No, not you. People. Never mind.
When people do that.
What, we got to wrap it up
How
pretty
can
quick.
you stand still if it's moving?
Well, you're not walking. You're supposed to get on the moving walkway and walk.
Oh, are you?
Well, I think so. I mean, it's not a ride, right? You're not at a carnival. And if you're going to stand still, you should move to the side so people who are, locomoting can actually get past you.
Okay.
But people don't do that. They just get on there and stand there.
And that's your pet peeve?
Yes.
Your world is small.
It is. What's the last book you read?
Oh, that book about owls.
A David Sedaris book.
It is.
Yeah, let's
Something
talk
like that.
about owls or something like that.
Oh, owls. What is
Don't
that
worry.
called?
We got to wrap it up, Mom. You know what? I'm not going to get to all of these. Are we out of time? Is it time to go? You don't really care, do you? It's not like this is. I don't know why I'm acting like this is a show. Nobody cares, really. There's no producer.
do care.
They pretend to care, but what are they going to do? It's Facebook. We could never stop. I mean, what would happen? Realistically, I mean, we'd fall asleep eventually.
They would all go to bed.
All right. Well, is it
What, hon?
PremierCollectibles.com/row. If you want an autographed copy, that's where you go.
Would you have to say that like every...
I don't have
3
to, but I
minutes?
mean, look, you know what? This brings back memories. This brings back the old QVC days.
Oh, what would you sell this book for on QVC? How would you promote this book on QVC?
I'd say, friends, every now and then an item comes across the desk that you didn't anticipate. An item that literally sells itself and yet requires you to talk about it nevertheless. This is one of those items. It happens to be a book, and it happens to be written by my mom, Peggy Rowe. It's the same exact book she's signing right now, and it can be yours for just $30. Normally they're $25, but for the extra $5, you get her name. Is it worth it? Hard to say. My job isn't to cast aspersions or make judgments. My job is to simply tell you that for $30 you can have one. If you go to Premier Collectibles, don't stop signing, .com/row. That's Premier Collectibles.
You're like a pimp.
What's that make you?
You know what? I was going to say something really important.
Go ahead. We have all the time in the world. It's Facebook.
It just went out of my head. That's what
Oh,
happened.
good. No, we'll wait.
And do you know why this is really a good buy? Because I'm 80. And just like a great piece of art is more valuable after the artist is gone.
Oh, God, why do you have to make it so dark?
Someday, when I'm gone, this book is really going. If you have my signature, it's going to be really.
That is the
valuable.
hard sell. You really went for the jugular with that.
You love it. You know that.
You know what? This happens all the time too, because we're obviously close and we share a lot of real estate on Facebook. And every time I share one of your texts now or something, you know what half the people say when they hop onto the thread?
They say, "I like your mother more than I like you."
The other half.
Oh, is that what
They say, and you always make fun of this because you're like, it's so dark. But you know, they say, cherish them.
Oh my gosh.
Cherish them while you have them. I'm like,
Because one day you're going to turn around and they won't be there. That's what they say to you.
I'm going to turn around and you'll be gone, yeah.
I'll be gone. Or enjoy your mother while she still has her mind. That's my favorite. God, what is that other one? Oh, the funniest one. The funniest comment is they say this to you.
Mm-hmm.
It must be magic being married to your father.
Yeah, it's magic.
John just went,
Yeah, it's magic, all right. Pure magic. All right, well, Mama's going to sit here and sign the remainder of these books. I'm going to thank you for spending 45 minutes with us, or maybe it was more. I'll remind you one last time that over at PremierCollectibles.com/row, you can get yourself an autographed copy. There's still time, too, to get a pre-order, I suppose, if you wanted to, at aboutmymotherbook.com. But they're going to be on the shelves tomorrow, all over the place. And by all over the place, I mean Barnes & Noble, I mean Walmart, I mean... Oh, you got an audiobook, too. Oh, where do they get the audiobook? Audible? Is that right? You think it's up already?
It will be there if it's not there yet.
Audible.com. All right. So she actually, you went into the booth and you brought the thing to life.
I did, and I had lots of energy. It took me 10 hours, 3 days. I thought I'd never finish, but I did. And John read the family remembrances, and Michael read the forward.
There's a forward in here. There's a part 1 and a part 2, by the way, because this is the second printing of the book. So the original forward didn't work, so I had to write a secondary forward, which I don't think, Jonathan, has there ever been a book with 2 forwards, as far as you know?
It's a forward.
So you have a book with 2 forwards, you have acknowledgments, you have remembrances, you have 19 stories all about my grandmother, written by my mother. For what it's worth, I think it's terrific. Thank you for watching this. Mom, do you have any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Thank you, little Facebook friends, for joining us tonight. I really enjoyed it.
Look at that.